Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we are solving for a fun exponent problem where we have two functions. One of them is the base and one of them is the exponent, and it is equal to 1. So we got x squared minus x minus 1 to the power of x plus 2 is equal to 1. So there is a specific principle for this. So for f of x to the power of g of x is equal to 1, the solutions are f of x is equal to 1, or g of x is equal to 1 and f of x can equal 0, or f of x is equal to negative 1 and g of x is even. So we are going to write these all out and solve for them. So we'll set our base x squared minus x minus 1 equal to 1, or our x plus 2 is equal to 0, or our x squared minus x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. So we'll first solve for this left one over here. We will subtract a negative 1. So we have x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. And then we can go ahead and factor this one. So we would have an x plus 1 times an x minus 2, which means the two answers we would get would be a negative 1 and a positive 2. So x would be equal to 2 and x would be equal to negative 1. So those are two possible answers. This guy over here in the middle is pretty simple. We'll just subtract a 2, which means x will be equal to negative 2. And then lastly, we're going to add 1 from the right side. So we'd have x squared minus x is equal to 0. With this one, we're going to use a quadratic formula. If you're not comfortable with that, I have a video on that you can check out. But these are all the values plugged in. And if we simplify that, we'll have a eventually positive 1 plus 1 over 2, or positive 1 minus 1 over 2, which if we simplify these, our left one will be equal to 1 and our right side will be equal to 0. So right now we have 5 possible answers. But there are only 4 true answers. And because of the possible solutions up there, one of these is not correct. So we need to verify our possible options up here. So for g of x is equal to 0 and f of x cannot equal to 0, when g of x is equal to 0, x is equal to negative 2. And so when we plug negative 2 into f of x, that would be 4 plus 2 minus 1. It does not equal 0, right? So that's good to go. Now with our right side, when f of x is equal to negative 1 and g of x has to be even. So the two answers we got here were 1 and 0. And for g of x, right, which is x plus 2, if we plug in 0, 0 plus 2 is even, right? But if we plugged in 1, 1 plus 2 equals 3, which is odd. So therefore, out of these 5 options, 1 cannot be an answer. So therefore, we have 4 possible solutions, which are 2, negative 1, negative 2, and 0. So thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you.